Hello, everyone. My name is Andreas, and I'm working at Continental. You might know that we have recently introduced at Agritechnica our implement carrier, the Continental. And during the beginning of the development, we have actually asked ourselves how important are established players for robotic farming. So you can also rephrase this question. What is written here? How important are established players for robotic farming? Or you can do it in another way. How many robots are working actually in your neighborhood? So at the moment, I'm pretty sure you will agree to me, not that many. So the main business at the moment is taking place in livestock farming. However, we will see in the next decade, in the first half, that there will be a significant shift to field applications. And this is mainly due to the significant growth in this domain. So, but coming back to the situation right now, why is it like it is at the moment? And for this reason, I believe we should first have a look on the current ecosystem for farm machinery. So let's start with the most important stakeholder, the customer, which is actually the farmer. So for the farmer, it's very important to have, the dealer and the service network close by, to have a good relationship to this dealer and get training from the dealer actually for the equipment which the farmer is using. And the next step, it's also important for the customer that he can trust in the equipment which he's using every day. So he must trust in the tractors, he must trust in the implements, and therefore reputation of the brand is very important as a signaling effect. And for the OEMs and the implement manufacturers, it's also very important to have a good supplier base to guarantee the expected quality. So the question is, where do the robots now come in? If we look at the startups, the elements I've just explained, they do not really have it. But you can also ask at the same time, is this ecosystem able to bring the robots on the field? Well, I could also come back to my initial questions. Are there many robots outside on the field? So what is missing? First of all, I would say agility. Then the attitude of risk-taking. Another aspect is actually the willingness to enter a competing business. And finally, it's also about software, more precise, about artificial intelligence. So in my understanding, the mass introduction of robots can only work if we bring both dimensions, the startups with the robots and the existing ecosystem together. How can this work? First of all, we need the willingness on both sides to collaborate. For example, a startup could collaborate with an OEM or an implement manufacturer, get support in industrialization, and also gets the access to the dealer and the service network. Another opportunity would be that an established supplier is collaborating with someone else than its traditional customers, for example, also with startups. But there is, next to the willingness, also a technical aspect. For all these collaborations, we need interfaces, open interfaces. So we have three different types of interfaces. First of all, we have a hardware interface, which is basically, first of all, the physical connection between, for example, a robot and an implement, which provides communication and energy. The second one is an open software interface. It's important also that, for example, the implement of a robot and the robot can communicate with each other, and that, for example, the implement can also influence the speed of the robot. And at third, we need also open sensor data. In order to achieve a price level which is acceptable by the market, we have to share data among the subsystems. This means that the implement can also access the data, the perception data of the vehicle. At Continental, we were also thinking about how we can contribute to these requirements. And at the end of my presentation, I would like just to start a video with our solution we propose, which is the Contadino. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. Are there any questions for this presentation for Andreas? Yes, there's one in the middle of the room. No, hold on. Can you raise your hand again, please, so that we can see you better? Yes, it's coming. We have time.
Is this a future product or a currently available product?
So it's at the moment on a prototype level. So it's under development. We've shown the current status just 1 month ago at the Agritechnica, and the development is going on next year, actually.
So you'll come next year and we'll have it here on stage.
Let's see.
Question? Another question for Andreas?
Oui, qu'est-ce qu'il va faire ce robot? Qu'est-ce que vous allez l'équiper? Pourquoi faire? Pour enlever de l'herbe, j'imagine. Vous êtes orienté vers l'agriculture biologique? Ou est-ce que vous aurez plusieurs tailles de robots, des plus petits, des plus grands, pour passer entre les rangs, mettons, de 30 cm? Bref, quel est votre projet plus en détail?
Okay. So it's a completely modular approach. So this means we can adapt the size of the vehicle pretty easily. In addition, it's an implement carrier. This means that we are looking for light-duty tasks like seeding, weeding, spraying, fertilizing, monitoring. So for this reason, we are actually searching for a partner who is also interested to collaborate with us. But from an application point of view, we are pretty open. Is this sufficient?
Yes. One last question. We have time. Yes, up there. And there's going to be one other here.
You mentioned open data and data sharing. So are you sharing some info from your robot, like images, I don't know, other technologies?
So actually, in our plans, we would like to have this open interface where we, for example, share the sensor data which we have collected with our environmental sensors like radar or camera to the implement then.
Okay, and we have one last question, sir, here. Can you raise your... Yes?
About the communication with the implements, are you reusing the already known ISOBUS system?
I would say we are still under evaluation, also regarding the ISOBUS. To be frankly, if we look in the future of robotics, I'm not sure if the current system as it is defined right now is sufficient.